This has got to be the worst primetime slate we've seen this season. And not only tonight's game, but Jets, Raiders Sunday night, Broncos, Bills Monday night. Thankfully, we've got some really good games in between. Browns, Ravens. We've got Texans, Bengals on CBS. Justin Fields, though, still can't make it back. He's going to miss his fourth straight game, more than likely, with that dislocated finger on his throwing hand, even though Matt Eberflus can't really tell us what's going on with his situation.
Is he out or doubtful?
Now he's listed as doubtful.
But you're saying that he's out. He's not going to play.
We'll see where it goes. The chances are doubtful, 51% that he's in or out, and it's going to be, we'll see where it is. We got a little time left, but again, we'll declare him out when he's out. Right now, we're still listing him as doubtful.
Haven't declared him out officially yet, but he's not going to play.
Not officially yet, but yeah, we don't expect him to play. Let's welcome in a couple of former pros here. We have Douzable with us on set. BMAC joining us via Skype or whatever it is right now. Hey, so Justin Fields most likely out. Tyson Bagent likely getting the start yet again. But for a rookie quarterback with a team that's not performing well, I mean, this isn't that bad of a position for him.
Not really if you're the Chicago Bears. You alluded to this, right? They have currently the number 2 and number 3 overall pick. And this is an interesting scenario for the Chicago Bears because you don't necessarily want to put Justin Fields out there until he's 100% healthy, right? Because right now his value is what it is. But if he goes out there not healthy and plays bad, his value is only going to drop. So if you are looking at the draft, because we know this is a great quarterback draft class coming out, and you're looking for a franchise quarterback, you're going to have to trade Justin Fields. You don't want to trot him out there if he's not 100% healthy. If you're Justin Fields, though, you want to make sure you're able to go out there because you want a team to vie for your services, right? Your value can only be what you put out on that tape right now, and a lot of people have always talked about potential when it comes to Justin Fields, but, you know, going into next year, it can't just be about potential. You got to go and do it on the field. So if you're Justin Fields, you got to be smart in how you play this, too. You want to be healthy when you go out there because your value is going to be determined on how you play each week if you get a chance to go back out there.
Well, you know, hearing that he's doubtful, he's not playing. You know, doubtful basically means you're not playing. Now, if this was a full regular week, what the Bears playing on Sunday, if that was the thing, and then I think we would see Justin Fields. With this being a short week, going against the Carolina Panthers, I'm right there with Leger. Doesn't make any sense to put Justin Fields out there. You rock and roll with Tyson Bagent. Hopefully he can be smart with the football and just kind of keep you within reach of winning this ball game because you're playing against a team that's kind of spiraling in the wrong direction. Let's keep it real. The Carolina Panthers right now, as we see it today, they're the worst team in the National Football League. So for the Chicago Bears, just monitor this situation with Justin Fields as close as possible. It doesn't make sense to rush him out here on a short week. Ride with Tyson Bagent, and hopefully the guys surrounding him can make things easy for him.
Not only are they going to be without Justin Fields once again, but Khalil Herbert is reportedly not going to play. Officially, he's listed as questionable, but unlikely to play. He's been good the last couple of weeks, averaging close to 100 scrimmage yards per game. What kind of an impact is that going to have if he doesn't play?
I don't think much because D'Onta Foreman, let's not forget, this was a guy they brought in free agency to be the lead back. Now, Herbert kind of pushed him, and Johnson, the rookie running back, pushed him kind of out of the starting lineup. But if you look at the last 4 starts, D'Onta Foreman has averaged over 76.5 scrimmage yards per game. He's been really good and effective for him. Going back to that Raiders game, I mean, multiple touchdowns in the game, not just running the ball, catching the ball out of the backfield. Real efficient last week versus the New Orleans Saints, over 4 yards and carrying 80 yards rushing. So I don't think this is a big blow because you still have Johnson playing in this game, and D'Onta Foreman has been really good and effective for them, especially with a rookie quarterback. B-Mac, you talked about Tyson Bagent. I like what I've seen on film from this kid. The thing is, he has turned the football over, and it's when he second guesses himself, that's when he gets in trouble. First pick against Douzable last week. Cover 2, cloud cover, corner. He decides to wait and throw the ball to Cole Kmet late, gets picked off. A couple of those in-breaking routes to Darnell Mooney, just a little inaccurate with the ball behind the receiver, and those get picked off. But other than that, he's been efficient moving the ball. I mean, Darnell Mooney has, I know you're a Bears fan, we hadn't heard from him all season, but last week he had his best game, led them in receiving yards, and he has a nice connection with Tyson Bagent. So they're going to lean on this run game. I think D'Onta Foreman will do just enough. They're not going to really miss Khalil Herbert this week.
Yeah, I agree with you. When you talk about D'Onta Foreman, the one start that just Tyson Bagent was able to get a win in, D'Onta Foreman had a huge productive day. 3 total touchdowns, as you mentioned. He was running the football exceptionally well, had a nice per yards average per carry. And now going against this former team, remember, D'Onta Foreman was a Carolina Panther last year and played pretty good football given the opportunity. So this could be a revenge type factor for D'Onta Foreman, but not having Khalil Herbert. He will be the featured guy, and I think he's going to be able to do some positive things against the Carolina Panthers, especially without Brian Burns in the lineup. So not having Khalil Herbert, of course, you would love to have the extra depth, but I think they should be okay with the D'Onta Foreman as a lead back.
All right, guys, let's talk about the Panthers then. We got to talk about Bryce Young struggling his rookie season. Look, there's a lot of blame to go around with this Panthers team. B-Mac, let me ask you this. How much falls on the shoulder of Bryce Young and his mistakes? And also, how much time do you give him to improve?
Man, Amanda, I'll give Bryce maybe 40% of the blame. When you look at what has been going wrong with the offense, and then, of course, with him as an individual passer. But when you look at what surrounded him, the lack thereof, let's start with the offensive line play. Their offensive line has been bad. They haven't shown any sign of progress throughout any week when we watch the Carolina Panthers play football. That's not what you want when you have a rookie quarterback, an undersized rookie quarterback playing behind that bad offensive line. I mean, he's been sacked 26 times. That's tied for 4th in the National Football League. That's not good. So you talk about having a quarterback that lacks experience, always standing behind the pocket where it's collapsing. Good luck if you think he's going to be successful. So that has put Bryce Young in an uncomfortable position. Think about this. This is probably the first time ever in his football lifetime that he's ever been behind a bad offensive line. Because, of course, you look at his time at Alabama, pretty stable offensive line units. The same can be said for when he participated in high school football. So he's in an unfamiliar place, seeing how bad his offensive line has been. And because of that, we're not seeing the Bryce Young that we all thought we would see based on how well he played on the collegiate side of things. So the play calling has been questionable as well, but everything starts and stops with the offensive line play.
Yeah, B-Mac, he's played like a typical rookie, a little bit of a roller coaster, right, up and down. You talked about the offensive line. They brought in Bradley Bozeman and Austin Corbett. They just have not played well. Ike Ekwonu was a first-round pick. He's had some struggles in pass coverage. You know how you help a young rookie quarterback, B-Mac? You run the football. They've not been able to do that. They brought Miles Sanders in to be the featured back. Well, Chuba Hubbard has essentially taken over the starting role, so they haven't gotten a lot out of the run game, and receivers have not been able to get off press coverage right here. But this is what he's done well, right? Things you saw at Alabama, right? The off-platform stuff, getting out of the pocket, finding DJ Chark for a touchdown. Those were the things he did well at Alabama. He's still doing that good. This is a 3rd and 11 play, guys. This is a corner route by Hayden Hurst. Right here, they just had 2 false starts. Look at him stand in the pocket and throw with anticipation. Throws Hayden Hurst open for a big completion on 1st down. Now, a couple plays later, he ends up throwing a pick 6. That's what you cannot do. So it's been a little bit of a roller coaster. I'm with you, B-Mac. It's not all on Bryce Young because, again, the offensive line has struggled. They haven't been able to run the ball. And the receivers, besides Adam Thielen, nobody's been able to create separation, but Bryce Young cannot turn the football over. That's where he has to be better. He has to be more consistent with those good plays and not turning the football over.
Jay, I want your knee-jerk reaction here. How do you feel about fans who root against their team to get a better draft pick?
I despise it, to be honest.
Okay.
That's all you needed to know?
Yes, that's all I need to know.
Okay.
So you despise fans like my dad, because my dad is a Bears fan. He's been rooting against the Bears all season long in hopes that the draft. Apparently, he does. So Don's going to have to take you up on that.
He's watching.
But the Bears own the Panthers pick.
Correct.
So tonight, can he cheer for his team?
He can, because it's a win-win, right? Because if they beat the Panthers, they own their pick. Like you said right now, they're currently in the 2nd and 3rd pick in the NFL draft. So if they win this game, they stay put. They don't go anywhere. So it's a win-win for Chicago Bears fans. You don't have to worry about taking for Drake May or Caleb Williams, because if you go out here and win and Tyson Bagent plays well, it's a win for you guys because you own the Panthers pick. So I'm against people that say, tank for a certain player, because you never know how a young rookie quarterback is going to, react in the NFL, right? We see Bryce Young struggling right now. CJ Stroud, sometimes it's all about where you're placed, what team you go to. So you can't necessarily think that a Caleb Williams is going to come in and just save your franchise, right? You need to go out there and compete. It just happens to be that the team they're playing, they own their pick. So they can go out there, cheer for their team, win this game, and they gain a spot in the NFL draft.
Yeah, this is a great situation for the Chicago Bears to be in, because their season is done, it's dead, but the future look extremely bright because of how bad the Carolina Panthers have been playing. So yes, Chris, your father, tell him to root for the Chicago Bears. Tell him to also root for Kyler Murray and the Arizona Cardinals. he should become an Arizona Cardinal fan immediately. Because right now, when you look at what we see, Carolina has 1 win, Arizona has 1 win. If Carolina loses tonight, of course, they go to 1-8. If Arizona wins Sunday against Atlanta, they have 2 wins. So right now, this is a great spot for Chicago to be in. I understand currently you're feeling depressed, you're a bit disappointed, but the future is extremely bright. So take off your shades so you can see all the light that is coming your way.
And Kyler Murray should be starting for Carolina. They said if no setbacks, or Carolina. I mean, who knows? I guess he could land there potentially. Or Arizona. Cardinals, Carolina, you know, deceased. Okay, let's talk about the X Factor in tonight's game. That dyslexia gets you every once in a while.
Oh, my X Factor. First, I'm going to go with Derek. I got one on each side. You know, I was a little greedy, B-Mac. I went with 2 guys. Let's start with Derek Brown. You talked about it already. Brian Burns, their best defensive player for the Panthers, will be out of this game with a concussion. Derek Brown has to step up in this game. This guy is a terror in the inside. I mean, look at him defeat the run block right here and get a no-gain tackle on Jonathan Taylor. They're going to need more of this tonight because we know the Chicago Bears are going to come in and try to run the football. Does a really good job of disengaging off the guard right here, getting in the backfield, and getting a tackle for no gain. He's going to have to step his game up in the pass rush game. You see him right here. What do you do if you're a D lineman and you can't get to the quarterback? Get your hands up. Nice job knocking the ball down right there. Need plays like this from Derek Brown all night tonight if the Carolina Panthers are going to stand a chance. Again, no Brian Burns. He's going to have to be a factor in the middle. For the Chicago Bears, I'm going with the slot corner, Kyler Gordon, right? This is a physical, long, athletic corner who plays in the slot position. He's going to have a big task of slowing down Adam Thielen. Adam Thielen has been the only offensive player on the Carolina Panthers that has made any plays. So Kyler Gordon's going to have to man up on him. You see him. He essentially becomes that extra linebacker in the box. Look how physical he is right here. Gets the tight end in the screenplay, knocks the tight end back, gets a tackle right there on the running back for a 1-yard gain. You saw it in the flat right there with Jamal Williams. He outgains him by 20 pounds, but he does a good job bringing him down. Kyler Gordon's going to have to be big in the slot, trying to minimize Adam Thielen and also stopping this Carolina Panthers run game.
Well, Ajay gave you an X factor from either side. I'm just going to give you an X factor from the winning team, the Chicago Bears. D'Onta Foreman is my X factor. Of course, he's the featured back in this ball game. You're talking about, you mentioned running the football against Carolina. It's imperative for the Chicago Bears to be able to do so and be successful in doing it because you take pressure off of Tyson Bagent. You don't want Tyson Bagent throwing the ball 30-plus times in a ball game because clearly when he hits that number, he's throwing the football to the wrong individual. But if you can run the football and provide a sense of balance, that will help your young quarterback out and he can be more efficient with the football and he won't have the volume of attempts that you don't want to see a young rookie quarterback having. So if D'Onta Foreman can get that thing rolling similar to what he did against the Raiders, being able to be a big-time contributor in the running game, also catching passes out of the backfield as well, like he was able to do against the Raiders, I think it sets your offense up rather nicely, and it takes pressure off your young quarterback in Tyson Bagent.
All right, B-Mac says he thinks the Bears are going to win. The line is 3. Are you comfortable laying that 3 with Chicago at home, B-Mac?
Yes, Chris. If you want to double dip, if you want to get a little greedy, take the under. Looking at recent history in Thursday night ball games, offenses have been a bit, hasn't been reliable to say the least. And you're talking about 2 offenses that have been struggling with young quarterbacks, bad offensive line play, run right, run left. Option right, option left is probably what we could see based on the running game and seeing how bad the passing attack has been. So you might want to take the under, but I really love the spread, the Bears laying 3 points, and you guys know how I rock and roll. I'm not ashamed to buy it down. I would buy it down 2.5 because I think a field goal could get you to the winning window as well. But give me the Bears covering this spread. Carolina, they've only covered the spread once this season. I mean, they've been horrible in covering the spread. You see there. Give me the Chicago Bears. That's a cool graphic, by the way. Right on time. I love it.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, B-Mac. I got the Chicago Bears covering this. I'm with you, too, on the under. I think this will be a low-scoring game. To your point, the Panthers are 1-6-1 against the spread this season. And that graphic before, right, on the road, the Carolina Panthers have lost every game on the road by double-digit points. I believe D'Onta Foreman will have a big game now. The Panthers give up about 131 on the ground per game, but they played a lot better the last 2 weeks versus the Houston Texans, held them to under 4 yards a carry. Against the Indianapolis Colts last week, held them to under 3 yards a carry. So they have played better against the run, but I do believe this will be a game won in the trenches by the Chicago Bears. Give me the Bears to cover the -3.
DJ Douzable, Bryant, McFadden, we appreciate it. BMAC, if you didn't know, has a podcast, the All Things Covered podcast. He hosts it along with his cousin and current NFL player Patrick Peterson, who gives us a behind-the-scenes look this latest episode to the Steelers' Thursday Night Football win over the Titans last week. Also talking about Will Levis and previewing their matchup this weekend against the Packers.